One of the biggest trades in the history of the NFL just went down, and it directly impacts the San Francisco 49ers. Russell Wilson out of Seattle, getting traded to the Denver Broncos, and now the 49ers don't have to worry about facing him twice a year because he has owned this football team. So before we break all of this down, if you're pumped up that Russ is finally leaving the NFC West, hit that thumbs up icon, like the video, and let's start today's show. Welcome in to the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Chase Sr., and boy, oh boy, we have a loaded show coming your way because Russell Wilson has just been dealt by the Seattle Seahawks to the Denver Broncos, and now that has sent ripple effects across the entire National Football League, especially the NFC West, and silently, Kyle Shanahan, his coaching staff, John Lynch in the front office, are cheering at the facility in Santa Clara because Russell Wilson has haunted the 49ers as well as the Niner gang for several years since getting drafted in 2012. Adam Schefter at ESPN, first to break the news. We know that he has Denver Broncos ties because he used to cover the Broncos for the Denver Post, so we broke this trade before anybody else did, saying this on Twitter. After weeks of negotiations and one of the largest trades in NFL history, the Seahawks and Broncos have agreed to terms for a deal involving Super Bowl winning quarterback Russell Wilson. Sources tell ESPN. Trade is pending a physical and Wilson's approval. Wilson has approved the trade because, after all, he wanted to go to Denver. More reporting from Shefty. Denver acquiring Russell Wilson has nothing to do with the Aaron Rodgers decision to return to the Green Bay Packers, which we already talked about on the 49ers Report. You can watch that video after this one. Denver General Manager George Paton initiated trade talks with Seattle for Wilson at least 2 weeks ago per sources. Now, there were conflicting reports and a lot of different messages about the precise aspect of this trade. As of right now, here is the official deal. The Seahawks received Drew Lock, Shelby Harris, a good defensive lineman, Noah Fant, really good rising tight end, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and a 5th-round pick. The Denver Broncos received Russell Wilson and a 4th-round pick. Additional reporting from Ian Rappaport that Russell Wilson, who had a no-trade clause, did choose the Denver Broncos. So Russ chose Denver among some other teams across the National Football League, and it's easy to see why. They're loaded on the offensive side of the football. Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, Albert Okwuegbunam now takes the place of Noah Fant. They have a really good defense led by a good pass rush and Patrick Surtain on the outside, and Nathaniel Hackett, formerly the offensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers, now the head coach for the Denver Broncos, gets to lead Denver with one of the best and most successful quarterbacks in the history of the league in Russell Wilson, a player who up until last year had won at least 9 games in every season of his career, including a Super Bowl championship and back-to-back Super Bowl appearances. I want to ask the Niner gang this. Because Russ is out of Seattle, the Niners no longer have to worry about him being in the division. Who do you think wins the NFC West in 2022? Is it the defending Super Bowl champions in the Los Angeles Rams? Type LAR. Do you like the Niners to be victorious in this division because the path to an NFC West crown just got easier? Type SF. If you like the fraudulent Cardinals, type ARI. Or the Seattle Sea Chickens, no chance. Who are they going with? Geno Smith or Drew Lock? They're finishing in the dumpster of this division, but if you think they're going to win it, type SEA. And if you're not subscribed to the 49ers Report, folks, you simply are not alive. Red and gold till we're dead and cold. We cover the latest 49ers news, 49ers rumors. When trades happen, we have you covered. This is going to be your one-stop shop for all things free agency, which gets underway on Monday. Do the smart thing. Join the faithful family here at Chat Sports and hit that red subscribe button down below. Russell Wilson getting traded from the Seattle Seahawks to the Denver Broncos is fantastic news for San Francisco. And the 49ers, as well as their fan base, should be elated that Russell Wilson is out of the NFC West and the Niners no longer have to worry about him. Because since coming into the league in 2012, Russell Wilson has straight up owned the San Francisco 49ers. A record of 16-4. backbreaking loss after backbreaking loss in the regular season as well as in the playoffs. He threw 36 touchdowns to just 10 interceptions, more than 4,100 yards, and completed nearly 65% of his passes. My one-word reaction to Russell Wilson being dealt to Denver from Seattle: hallelujah. So long, Russ, and we all have to celebrate together, because how many times did Russell Wilson just own the Niners, deal the Niners back-breaking defeats in the regular season as well as in the playoffs? And although the 49ers have to face the Denver Broncos this year, they don't have to worry about going up against Russell Wilson twice a year. So for that, we are going to celebrate as a faithful family. Get your shots ready. Get your beers ready. This calls for a shotgun right here on the 49ers Report, because I am so happy that the Niners no longer have to deal with Russell Wilson just handing the 49ers a bunch of heartbreaking L's. So, sayonara, Russell Wilson. We're happy that you're no longer with the hated Seattle Seahawks. Let Russ cook elsewhere, not in Seattle, with the Denver Broncos now, and now Russ doesn't have to cook against the San Francisco 49ers. So with that, let's celebrate together, and I have to shotgun a beer.
Bang, bang, Niner gang!
Russ, we'll see ya. Now get into the comment section and spam sea chickens in the chat so that we can just wish Seattle a bunch of porous years on the football field, and hopefully, after Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson really did just take care of business against Kyle Shanahan and the Niners, since 2012, we don't have to worry about the sea chickens any longer. Spam sea chickens in the chat right now. And if you want to continue to support the 49ers Report and support San Francisco, you can get yourself a San Francisco shirt right now by using that link down below. It's chatsports.com/SF. These shirts available in scarlet red, black, and white. We have sent these shirts all across the globe, all across the United States, across the Atlantic Ocean, across the Pacific Ocean to places like Australia. Get yours right now and rally with the Niner Gang and San Francisco by plugging in that link, chatsports.com/SF. I'll put that link in the comment section as well as the description of this video. Now, another big takeaway with Russ being traded to Denver, NFC West folks just got a lot easier. Look, I know that Kyle Shanahan and the Niners went down to Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay, and the Rams in the NFC title game, but prior to that, San Francisco had owned the Rams. Are you worried about the Arizona Cardinals, especially with this drama of Kyler Murray? I think the Niners as an organization better set up than a team like Arizona. And for Seattle, they have questions at the quarterback position. Now, do they make a trade for Jimmy Garoppolo? Would the 49ers even entertain trading Jimmy G to an interdivision rival? I don't think so, but I know this. Russ is off the market. Aaron Rodgers is off the market. That ups the value for Jimmy Garoppolo. Russ's last 4 years, as I talked about a little bit earlier, has never won less than 9 games prior to 2021 when he went through this injury-marred season. It's one of the best quarterbacks in the history of the NFL, a guy who always comes through in the clutch. 2018, 35 touchdowns to 7 picks. 2019, 31-5 touchdown to interception ratio. 2020, probably the best year of his career, leading the Seahawks to that 12-4 record, 40 touchdowns to 13 picks. And this past year, 25 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. But what's the common theme here? He throws and chucks a lot of touchdowns. He is a very good decision maker with the football, doesn't throw a lot of picks, and the completion percentage is always extraordinarily high. Who is Denver getting in this trade? Still a very good quarterback who I think is going to be rejuvenated and re-energized by a change of scenery. Before the injury this year, completing 72% of his passes, average yards per attempt 9.5, 10 touchdowns to just 1 interception. He got sacked 13 times, and after that, he wasn't nearly as good. But I think Russ saw the writing on the wall. He saw that the Seahawks don't have a good complementary core. He saw that the Seahawks were just not set up for future success, and that's why he wanted to get traded away from the Denver Broncos. Here's yet another news item that we have to bring you as we really just break this down live. This coming across the news feed right now, that Jimmy Garoppolo just underwent surgery on the torn capsule in his shoulder today. So Garoppolo getting shoulder surgery today. He is not going to be able to throw, according to Ian Rappaport, for the next 16 weeks. So I think that does impact his trade value at least a little bit, because it's a quarterback who's getting a shoulder operation on his throwing shoulder, but still a lot of teams now in the market for quarterbacks, and you can cross Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers off the list of potentially available quarterbacks, and Jimmy Garoppolo still on that list. Now, I did say earlier on the show, the previous video that we did on Aaron Rodgers, that we'd still be going live. 2 videos in one day. We're not going to be going live later tonight. Probably going to shift that to Wednesday. So that is the upcoming schedule for the 49ers report. You want to continue to talk Niners football? You want to continue to talk about Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo, about life? You can hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Senior. You want to compliment my shotgun skills? You can do that as well. Thank you so much for watching today's show. Do not forget to subscribe, because if you ain't subscribed, you ain't alive. We're keeping you in the know with all things Niners. Another great show in the books. Have a fantastic day. And man, this offseason, it's already lit.